All right. 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 What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I is, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic live stream for you guys today. Sincerely hope that everybody's having a great one. The good doc's having a wonderful day. Like I said, it's been a minute. Seems like I do live streams only on the weekends now, but maybe I'll try to throw in a couple during the weekday. But for the moment, Doc's just gonna keep it chill and just visit you guys when he has time on the weekend. Official time check: 10 a.m. Eastern, 10:09 or 10:10 in the a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America, which makes it about 9 a.m. Central, which makes it about 7 a.m. for everybody repping that West Coast. Of course, it makes it about 10:09 in the PM here in the Philippine Standard Time. Sincerely hope everybody is blessed. Sincerely hope everybody's having a great day. Like I said, Doc's having a good one. Just chilling, man. And I wanted to come and talk to you guys real quick because I've just been thinking about some things. And, you know, when I get to thinking, I have a tendency to bring everything that's on my mind to my people. Everything that I want to put on the table, I bring it to you guys. You know how the game goes. It's been the same for a long time now, okay? So I want to give everybody a chance to come through and get where we're going, you know, pick up what the good doc's putting down in this particular topic. But if they have to play catch up, so be it, all right? So I see we got 10 watching. I appreciate all 10 of you coming through at the moment. Make sure you guys get the likes up on the video. Do not hesitate to caress, molest, or de-stress yourself all over that like button. That is the reason why it's called the like button. It wants it, it needs it, it most definitely has to have it. So please feel free to like, and for those that want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, the good doc is happy that you come through. Spend just a little bit of time with him today. Now on then. Okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed the I hope that you guys had a chance to enjoy the trip to Manila Ocean Park. I made that video specifically for you guys. You know, it was just a little day trip thing that I took care of, and I just wanted to be able to share in the experience with you guys, show you what it's all about. Yes, it's a very kid-friendly place. Like I said, I had my fun with it. You know, it was okay. At the end of the day, it had its pluses and its minuses, but I definitely wanted to show you what it's like, you know, just in case you might want to check it out yourself. At least the good doc saved you the admission fee because you no longer have to go there because I showed you basically everything that you would need to see. So you can thank me later. No need to worry about it. All right. That admission fee was free. You can put that one on the good doc. All right. So today's live stream. Today's live stream. I got my notes here. Doc has his notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking down at my notes to make sure that I cover this topic in its entirety and make sure that I cover every bit of it in its essence. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this one in, and let's go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. Let's talk about Filipinas and the term N.B.S.B. Now, I know there's a couple of you guys here. I want to know if you guys know what N.B.S.B stands for before I tell you what it means. There may be a couple of guys who've been to the Philippines who are familiar with the term. There may be a couple of guys who may not know what it means. But if you guys can, I guess it's called an acronym. You know, yeah, if you guys can figure out the acronym for what N.B.S.B stands for, I'm going to give you a moment to try to figure it out before I tell you. Probably about a minute or so, you know, so that you guys can get a chance to you know, pick it up before I tell you. And please don't do a Google search. It may be able to tell you, maybe not. I'm not sure. But I want to give you guys a chance to figure it out first before I actually tell you what it means. All right, gotta turn up my aircon for a minute. Give me a minute, guys. Find the remote. It's gonna get hot in a minute for sure. Sugar shits. There you go. I got it. All right. All right. Anybody want to take a lucky guess? Nobody? All right. Fair enough. The term N.B.S.B in relation to Filipinas means no boyfriend since birth. That means no boyfriend since birth. Ain't nobody over there. Okay. Now, no boyfriend since birth. Well, so what exactly does that mean in terms of dealing with Filipinas? That could basically mean a number of different things. Most times it's a parental thing. Most times when girls haven't been in relationships at all, simply it's the fact that maybe it's a parent's choice. Maybe they were forced or told to focus strictly on their studies. They were told that they're not allowed to date. They were told a number of reasons why they cannot have a boyfriend, which is why when you hear a Filipina tell you N.B.S.B, they're basically telling you that they've never had a boyfriend since birth. All right. And aside from it being a parental thing, it could also be the fact that they've just become more career focused and career oriented, that they're not too concerned about being with anybody at all. They're not concerned at all with being in a relationship. They're more concerned about dealing with their money statuses. Maybe they've got a good job and they're not trying to ruin it for anybody. So at the end of the day, they're making the conscientious choice to not date any guys at all. Give me a minute. Or maybe, and this is a slight maybe, they just have not been approached by guys that like them like that. There are a lot of Filipinas, whether you find it shocking or not, that have been put in the friend zone. Everybody knows what the friend zone is. I think we've all been there before. So 3 reasons off the top of my head why a Filipina may not have had a boyfriend since birth. Number 1, it's a parental thing. Number 2, it's a career thing. And number 3, they've just been friend zoned by a lot of the guys that they like. So, taking into consideration what no boyfriend since birth is, let's say that you actually come across, you come across a Filipina that has not been in a relationship at all. So basically, she has no idea what a relationship is about. Maybe she's watched love stories. Maybe she's seen the movies with your favorite teleseries or whatever it may be that deals with love, but they've never experienced that themselves, okay? I often think that when you come to this particular situation about N.B.S.B, could it be a lie? All right? Could it be a lie? Let's talk about that for a second. Could it be a lie that a girl tells you that she's never had a boyfriend since birth? Yes, it could be a lie. But from my personal experience, 99% of the time, that's not a lie. Okay? From personal experience, 99.9% of the time, it's truthful. Because if you think about it in hindsight, what reason does a woman have to lie to you about having a boyfriend? There's no real justification as to why a girl would lie about having a boyfriend since birth or not having a boyfriend since birth. Everybody's been in some kind of relationship, at least us foreigners coming from the foreign part of the world, Western world, whatever you want to call it. We've probably been in some type of relationship. Again, some type of relationship. I'm not saying it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, not saying it's a friends with benefits. I'm not saying that it's anything other than just a guy and a girl with established boundaries, per se. I think that we've all had some experience like that before. So for a girl to lie about not having a boyfriend since birth is very rare. But also, I feel like one of the reasons why girls say shit like this, and this is the truth. I want you guys to take note of this because Doc is putting some game, man. I'm putting down that game. One of the reasons why these Filipinas try to convince you that they've never had a boyfriend since birth is simply because I feel, personally, just me, my opinion alone, they're trying to convince you that they still have their V card. Everybody knows what their V card is. They're trying to convince you that they are still a virgin, okay? It's easier to tell a guy, oh, I've never had a boyfriend. And automatically, if you're the type of guy that I think you are, you're likely to, A, believe it's bullshit. I do agree. You're probably going to believe it's a lie. But if you don't believe it's a lie and you do take her word as bond because you feel she has no reason to lie to you, you're going to believe that she's a virgin, like she's never been touched before. And we've had that conversation. It's been a sensitive topic back in the day. I laughed about it. I had a good one about it, but we did a live stream on the whole V card situation. But, bringing it back into the mix today, it's like for a woman to try to convince you that she's still holding her V card, that's kind of like a sacred thing. All right. It means something to them. It means something to a lot of women. It don't mean shit to me. And it probably means nothing to you, but it means something to them. I don't know if it means something to convince you that they do have it still, or it means something to convince themselves that they still have it. Okay. So I think that when a girl tells you that she's never had a boyfriend since birth, I think in a nutshell, as far as I'm concerned, maybe you too, it does change your approach. It will definitely change how you approach this girl if she tells you that she's never had a boyfriend since birth. I think that that may play a significant part in how you approach her, because it's like, okay, maybe she does have her V card, maybe she doesn't. All right, so you're not just gonna jump the gun and be like, "Yo, what's good with you, baby?" Like, "Yo, can we go somewhere, be alone or whatever?" I doubt you'll go that far, because it's kind of like this chick just told you that she still had that. I'm sorry, that she's never had a boyfriend since birth. So I kind of feel like there may be an adjustment in your approach. I'm not saying that you'll change your whole situation from beginning to end, but I do believe that if a girl tells you something like that, it's gonna trigger something in your head. I don't know what it triggers for you, but for me, it triggers one thing. I don't want you. I don't want you. I'm gonna just be honest, guys. If a girl tells me that she's never had a boyfriend since birth, I don't want you. And the reason I say I don't want you if you've never had a boyfriend since birth, this is if you're just trying to hook up with girls, okay? This is if you're not serious in a relationship. If you're looking for something serious, it's different. But if you're just trying to hook up, the reason that I say that it's not something that you'll want to do is because I feel like it's just going to take you too much time to accomplish the goal in which you're trying to accomplish. If you ask me, a girl tells you that she's still holding her V card, chances are, like I said, you may have to change your approach. You may do a lot of things that may not even be necessary, because it could all be a lie again. But, you know, why waste the time on a girl that's never been with anybody if all you're trying to do is hook up? Because that may take more time than you're willing to invest in trying to get with that girl. All right. So I do believe that in hindsight, it will change your approach. All right. Let me see what else we got here. I wrote some stuff down. I'll get to the comment section in a minute. We got 17 in. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and get the likes up for the good doc. All right. Like I said, if you're a gentleman looking for something long term, you will respect it, etc., etc. If you're just trying to hook up, it's in your best interest to just let it go. Because if she does have her V card, as a hypothetical, if she does have the card, you can't just be the guy who's blowing through like the wind, my friend, because she ain't gonna let you go. All right, just gonna be honest with you. If you take that card, if you basically take her virginity, I will say that you're definitely putting yourself into a situation that you will probably never be able to get out of. Okay, it's just the truth. Let's be honest. If you've ever dealt with a girl that's never been with anybody before you should know how clingy that situation could possibly get. I'll tell you right now, you should know in your heart of hearts how clingy that girl can get with you. She trusted you with something very sacred. So for you to think that you're just gonna get the fuck out and be done with her, doesn't necessarily work that way. If you move away, different, but to think that you're just gonna walk away, not gonna happen. All right. Like I said, if you're the type of guy who just wants to sleep around and get it in, these types of girls are not the ones for you, man. I'll tell you the truth. But here's the situation that really gets me messed up. All right, I'm gonna tell you what grinds the gears. I'm gonna tell you what really spoils it for everybody in this particular type of situation. Let's say that you are a very trusting person. Let's say that you feel that woman has absolutely no reason to lie to you whatsoever. So you take her word as bond. You take your time with actually trying to be with her. You know, you're considering something long term. This is what I'm talking about. You're considering something long term. So you take your time with her. You're not rushing it. You're, doing your thing. Maybe you're getting a couple of girls on the side, but, you're still trying to maintain what you got here because you still want to hold on to this because you think it may be something promising until you've actually gotten it. You haven't completely committed yourself to it. So let's say that if the time finally comes and basically she's willing to give herself to you. Okay, the best way for me to put it. But then you find out that it's all a lie. Let's say that you trusted her in the beginning, then you find out she really wasn't holding her V card. She let that shit go way before y'all even met, whatever it may be. My thing right there is my reaction to that particular situation. I think I'd be pissed off. I think I would be highly upset that I sat there and trusted this hoe to actually be what she said she was going to be, because she seemed like that type of person. Come to find out, she's been lying to me, a couple of months, however long you wait to actually get some. Come to find out, she lied to you. Person like me, I'd be pissed, because that is a betrayal of trust. If I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. If I look at you and I can tell you bullshitting me, then I don't care. But if I can't tell, I normally give females the benefit of the doubt, because I kind of feel like, what reason do they have to lie to me? Because at the end of the day, it's not making you look good because you choose not to sleep with me. Let's talk about that. In my personal opinion, it's not making you look good because you choose not to sleep with me. I'm not saying it makes you look bad because you don't, but at the end of the day, it's not making you look any better, because now you're making me work harder than I want to actually be with you, right? So it's not making you look good to put me through this shit, but I actually get anything you lie to me. That kind of puts you in a bad situation. That's all I'm saying. All right. So I say you have to take girls who say that they've never had a boyfriend since birth. You have to take that one with a grain of salt. You have to evaluate the situation and see if it's worth you pursuing, or you should probably go ahead and let it go. Because if you've been lied to before, it hurts. It sucks. I'm no different. Nobody likes to be lied to. I mean, let's be honest. But, to lie about something, in my opinion, which is something extremely serious, that's just something that you can't go back on. Matter of fact, my girl told me a story the other day that I found extremely interesting. She was reading a Facebook post. I believe it was Facebook. And she said that there was this couple. It was a guy and a girl. I assume they're both Filipino, I guess, probably. But what ended up happening was they were in a relationship for about 2 or 3 years, I guess. And then, it was something serious. They really did have a lot of love for each other. I think they ended up going to a family gathering at the girl's house. For some reason or another, the girl and the guy separated. Next thing you know, somebody at the party is giving away intimate details about the young lady. Basically saying that, before they got into a relationship, or when she was younger, I don't know how old she was, but, during a specific period of time in her life, she was, quote unquote, sleeping around. Okay? That's basically how it came out. So by the time the girl gets in touch with the guy, because his energy is different, he didn't tell her that he found out about this until later on. His energy level is different. He kind of felt like he couldn't trust her anymore, because, this was the, type of information that was withheld from him. Now, maybe they never even talked about it. Who knows? We're not in their relationship, so I'm not here to pass judgment. But, to find out that your girl was sleeping around before you met her, it could definitely fuck with your head. It could make you feel a certain kind of way. Personally, for me, I try my best not to judge anybody for their past, because hell, my past isn't perfect. I try my best not to judge anybody else, because I don't want to be judged for shit that I've done. But to not say that it's going to stay in the back of my mind that you used to be a certain kind of way, I would be lying if I said that that wouldn't stay inside of my head, or I would be able to get rid of that thought. If you love somebody, you don't really give a fuck. Like I said, everybody has a past, and you just hope it doesn't seep into their future. But, it just goes to show you that, there are a lot of things that you may or may not know about your significant other. Okay? Let's be honest. There may or may not be some things that you know about your significant other. Some things are better left unsaid. Unfortunately, I don't believe that the guy was seeking that particular information. I believe that somebody just basically came out and told him. No guy goes to a family gathering at his girl's house looking to get information like that from her friends or whatever it is, right? Nobody goes out there seeking that type of information, because there are some things that are better left unsaid. kind of feel like the same rules apply as far as this no boyfriend since birth shit. You have to take it with a grain of salt. I will honestly tell you, don't fully invest yourself in that thought process because it probably is bullshit if you believe it too much. But don't overlook it. Don't sit there and act like she's lying, because the way you approach the situation, telling her that she's a liar, but she's actually being real with you, it's not a good look for yourself. But like I said, man, sometimes you just have to take those decisions with a grain of salt. It sucks, but it's just the facts of life, man. No boyfriend since birth can have a multitude of different reasons, okay? But I do want to focus on the skeletons in the closet. I think that in this particular live stream, if we can, I want to know, how would you feel? Honestly, how would you feel if a scandalous story comes out about your significant other's past? Let's say, for example, you've been in a relationship with a girl for 3 years like this guy was, and then you find out something that she did back in the day. Not anything that she did recently, but something that she did maybe before you guys met. Will you allow that to affect your current relationship? I think that's very important to ask, because a lot of people may not be able to get it out of their heads that their girlfriend used to sleep around. That's kind of something you kind of think about, like, damn, what actually constitutes sleeping around? How many guys constitute sleeping around? Because, any number under 5, okay, you're talking about 10, you're like, okay, that's double digits. You feel me? So, you definitely, it definitely fucks with your head. I think that it'll be something that you definitely have to get over personally, but I'm not going to sit there and act as if it's going to be easy for you to get over something like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my little spiel. Just wanted to get that out the way. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the Good Doc Rant and Rave. I'm going to run to these comment sections real quick. I see we got about 16 watching. I appreciate all 16 of you coming through, showing love to the Good Doc. Please, please, please make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. That is the reason why it's called the like button. It wants it. It needs it. It most definitely has to have it. So by all means, please feel free to touch it. Will not press charges, and neither will I. For those that want to support the channel, please feel free to do so. But of course, the Good Doc's happy that you come through. Spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now you're then. Just trying to percolate those brain cells a little bit, make you think a little bit, because that's all the Good Doc is known for. Not going to sit here and shoot the shit with you and just talk about nonsense. I want to give you something that's going to stimulate your mind. Give you something that's going to make you think, and give you something that you guys can definitely participate in. Been coming across a lot of live streams, and all I'm hearing about is other people talking about other vloggers and YouTubers and shit. Kind of feeling that shit get a little bit lame. So I want to give you guys something that will definitely, stimulate the mindset and definitely get you guys invested in what the Good Doc is putting down. And if you love and support the channel, please feel free to do so. Happy to be here. Happy and blessed to have you guys as members of the audience. Now let me go ahead and holler at my people, because I'm a little bit late in doing that. All right, so my man MD, I see you in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Kumusta, Mr. or Mrs. Makulet? I don't know, but thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing love. Magandang gabi. Good evening, because it is nighttime here. I do need to get back to saying that. Magandang hapon, magandang shit. I forgot how to say it. How do I say it? Magandang umaga, magandang gabi, magandang hapon. Depending on what time you guys are choosing to watch this video today. Doc is fucked up. I haven't said that in so long. I forgot how to say it. See? I'm bad, guys. I'm going to get it back. Shit. Work with me. But I appreciate you coming through. Patrick, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through, man. My man Reggie Dollars in the building. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you being here. My man Terry Edwards. Big salute to my brothers. Appreciate you, John Chan. Salute to my soldiers out there. All of my retirees and all of my people still serving. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Good Doc. Thank you for showing him some love, my man Jeffrey G, my former strip club bouncer. Much love to you, man. He says, cute girls never had a boyfriend, and she's like 20, maybe no steady boyfriend, but no hookups ever. I won't believe it. Yes. Also, something to take into consideration. Thank you for saying that. Even though they may not have had a boyfriend since birth, I honestly believe that that does not mean that they haven't quite hooked up with other guys before. That's true. I forgot to say that. My bad. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. there is a high probability that a young lady has had a casual relationship. They don't talk about it, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You understand? How else can I say this? I kind of feel like most of the girls who casually hook up, they probably do so to be defiant towards their parents. If there's a lot of parental control in that child's life, chances are they do a lot of things to be defiant towards mother and father, drinking, smoking, shit like that. But everybody has a past, ladies and gentlemen, so that does not mean that she hasn't hooked up with somebody before, even though she may not have had a boyfriend since birth. Also, something to take into consideration, Jeffrey G. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, my boy Malcolm. Appreciate you coming through, family. My man Elgo says, I could imagine the lie being a polite way of saying that she finds the man hideous or that she is secretly LGBTQ and isn't ready to come out. Also a way to think about it. Definitely something to put in the back of your head as well. Sometimes that young lady is not in a relationship, but she got a lot of girlfriends, a lot of girl-friendly friends and shit. Definitely something to take into consideration as well. Appreciate you bringing that one to my attention. My man John says, well, in this situation, I don't know what IMO stands for. What the hell? I'm so late, guys. Don't kill me. Oh, he says, well, in this situation, in my opinion, isn't a good one. Fuck, I'm late, guys. My bad. He says, women should have some experience with men. I think you can run into a problem in the future, like tempo and getting her way, etc. Yes, if the young lady hasn't been in a relationship and doesn't know how to handle herself in a relationship, let's be honest, she's just going to be immature. She's just not going to know how to understand the guy, and you're not going to understand how to deal with her. And it's going to be a clusterfuck. It's going to be pretty bad. I don't see that ending well. So you definitely should be with somebody that has been in a relationship before, or somebody who knows how to deal with interactions from a from a relationship standpoint. But I don't know if you want your girl to have too many relationships. But, like I said, it's just something to take into consideration, people. That's all I'm doing. I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all can fish it, bring it back, and definitely let me know what you guys think. All right? I'm just checking some stuff, guys. Give me a second. Okay. My man MD says, even an experienced Filipina would give you tampo. True. He said that's immaturity aspect of Filipinas. I can't stand that shit. Nobody, no foreigner in their right mind can stand a woman going through tempo. Sometimes you just gotta tell that girl, look, you either stop this shit or I'm gone. You gotta figure out, is it gonna be me or is it gonna be your damn attitude? Gotta figure it out. My man Malcolm says, I'll just walk away from you saying something like that. Me too. Like I said, I don't feel like it's in your best bet to even remotely attempt to even figure out where that's gonna go. It just doesn't end well. My man Malcolm says that's not all that good. Still got a V card. I don't think it is either. I personally don't care if you have it or not. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'd rather you not sometimes. It just depends, man. Something long term, if you got it, cool. If you don't, okay. But if I'm just trying to hook up with you, as an example, I don't want it. I don't want it because that could lead to some serious situations that I'm not ready for. Okay, it's just something I'm not ready for. White American expat, appreciate you coming through, man. John Chen says, definitely it will change my approach. I'd probably feel like you, Dr. Mike, although I'm looking for a long-term situation. I want a woman with some experience. Yes, I don't mind a woman who's had some experience before. At least if she's had experience, it makes the transition just a little bit easier. A little bit easier. If you one of these, time out, man. I need to quit. The transition may be from here to here. All right, so you want to make the transition as easy as possible. I'm not sure if that is likely, but at least you know. All right, so let me keep it moving before I fuck myself up. He says I will likely move on. True. He says, why deal with issues of having to teach somebody something new? Yeah, I'm not here to teach you shit. You should know something. I want you to know something in the beginning. So at least my training per se would be letting you know what I like, so at least you know how to do the basic shit. and then I'll try to teach you how I like it. Something like that. That would definitely be good. Some experience is better than none. Jenny, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. My man MD says, I don't see any problem with dating an inexperienced woman at all. You can teach her. It just takes a little patience. Some guys just don't have that patience, my friend. He says, I'd take that over a woman who has been with an elite football team or teams. Yeah, I'm not sure how comfortable I would feel knowing that a young lady has been with the entire starting lineup of the Utah Jazz. The entire starting lineup for the worst team in the NBA. There's no easy way to look at that for sure. My man Malcolm says, well, at least she ain't been with anyone or hasn't been touched mentally or physically. That's the positive, but there's a lot that could be negative about that as well. He says there's someone that don't get around like your typical bar girl. Well, yeah, I mean, we all know that the profession of being in the bar scene is one wherein you do get around, probably more than average, but you got to respect the industry. It's a way of getting paid. Don't mean you have to partake in it. Don't mean that you have to be the one shelling out the cash to help aid or fund somebody else's drug habit or drinking problem. Because I always think that there's always somebody in the background hitting it. My personal opinion. It was funny though. Let me tell you a quick story. This is a funny story. I've never told anybody this, but it's funny and it's real. All right. When you go to the clubs, you guys should know this. When you go hang out at the bars and stuff like that, I used to go with my dad and my brother a lot when I was younger, okay? So I know how this situation works. So I was at a club, hanging out with my dad and stuff. And normally when you go to the clubs, they'll have a couple of girls try to come sit next to you so that you can buy them a lady drink, etc., okay? So one girl came, sat down. She tried to have a conversation with me. I just wasn't interested. But what I did, and I don't know why I did this, and I have no idea why she did this either. So I was like, cool, you seem like a nice person. Maybe this is just your job. I'm not going to judge you based off of what you do for a living. I can't see you being my girlfriend long term, but hell, maybe we could be friends, right? Because I didn't really care. So I was like, hey, let me get your Facebook. Like, I got her phone number, and I said, let me get your Facebook. So she gave me her Facebook. And literally, can you imagine this girl the night before rubbed up on you, trying to hug up on you, trying to get all of this out of you. Then you get her Facebook, come to find out she's on her Facebook kissing up on another dude. Like literally kissing the guy. Like this is the guy's face and that's her lips. Like pictures of her kissing on the guy and shit, and I guess I was a bit shocked and surprised. Not that she had a boyfriend, but the fact that she would give me a Facebook that was that honest. I mean, showing her in a full-fledged relationship. You understand? So sometimes you just come across situations like that. It's just the truth. I had no interest in her at all. And I guess she may have known that. Maybe she sensed that. I mean, I guess that's why she felt comfortable to give me her Facebook or some shit. But yeah, kissed up on another dude and everything. I mean, so sometimes that's neither here nor there. But it happens, my friends. It happens, man. Oahu dude, what's going on, man? He says, if a Filipina lies to you about her cherry, you could use it to your advantage. If the sex was bad, you could use that as an excuse to dump her. That sounds fucked up, but I guess a lie could constitute you using that to get out of a relationship. I guess, if that's the way you want to do it. All right. Ian, what's going on, man? MD says, I'd rather find out that she has slutty past from her than anyone else. If she hid that kind of thing, that thing from me, then I'd be out like a thief in the night. No one wants to be with that type of girl. True. Jenny says you should do a background check first. That's interesting. How are we going to do a background check? There's a multitude of different ways you can do a background check. I guess you could ask friends, but you can't always expect them to be honest. One, I guess you could, I don't know, man. There's different ways to do it, I guess. Eyes on, what's going on with you, man? Tim, What's good with you, bro? You a little late, but everybody's cool. We chilling. John says, in no N.B.S.B doesn't mean they aren't or have never been sexually active. It means they've never committed to someone before. In my opinion, the past is the past. It's childish and unwise to discuss your sexual history. All right. He says people make mistakes and we mature and grow wiser as we age. We are a product of all of our experiences. True. That's coming from somebody with experience. It's more important how you are today in the present and how you treat the person you are in a relationship with. Agreed. Shout out to my man Earl Owens. What's good with you, dog? Appreciate you coming through and showing love. Again, guys, definitely interested and intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about the topic tonight. Let's talk Filipinas in the term no N.B.S.B, which means no boyfriend since birth. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? How would you feel if you found out that she had a past from somebody else rather than her telling it to you? Then how do you feel it will affect the relationship moving forward? Do you feel like you would openly ask your girlfriend or significant other about her past and be willing to accept anything that she tells you as word as bond? Okay, let's say you ask your significant other, babe, let's say you're dumb enough to ask, how many guys were you with before me? Let's say you're dumb enough to ask that question. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want to know, so I would never ask. But let's say you're dumb enough to ask that question. And she gives you an answer like 5. You take her word for it. Then somebody says, nah, man, she was with at least 10 dudes. Like her best friend comes out and says, nah, she was with at least 10 dudes and I can name all 10 of them. How would that affect your relationship going forward? Again, you sought this information. Now, if you aren't seeking this type of information and it comes to you, so be it. You can't change how that particular information is, introduced to you. But if you go out seeking that kind of information, how would you be able to take it? If you come to find out that maybe something that she's admitted to in the past isn't something that you did not expect to be accurate, how would you feel? Let me know. MD says that dude probably thought he was dating a good girl too. Doc could have hit it and quit it. You said you messed up. I am a good child. I just do fucked up things. There's a difference. I am not a bad person. I've never been a bad person a day in my life. I do good things the best of my abilities, but I will be a fool to tell you that I'm perfect. I will be a fool to tell you that I haven't made my share of mistakes in the past. Hell, I'm a grown-ass man. That's just the way that it's going to be for me. I'm not mad, nor am I ashamed to admit to it. That's why when people say, Doc, you're such a cool person. Yeah, I'm cool, but that doesn't mean that I won't fuck you up if you piss me off. Or somebody be like, Doc, you're such a nice guy. I say, yeah, I'm a nice guy. I do good things, but sometimes I do fucked up shit too. Again, I want you to understand that Dr. Mike TV, Mike, whoever you want to call me, I'm human. Okay? I will never sit here and act like I'm above the law. I never sit here and act like I'm above scrutiny or I'm above getting shitted on or I'm above doing anything that any normal human being would do. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay? That's the part of being human. That's the part of growing from your experiences, right? So, you just have to be able to accept that. But are you willing to accept the fact that your significant other was getting around probably a little bit more than you were? What if your significant other was getting more... Fuck it, I'm going to say it. If she was getting more dick than you were getting vagina, okay? How would you feel? How would you feel? How would you feel about that? Because to be honest with you, it is very easy. If a girl really wants something and she's very steadfast on getting it and she has a list of probably 2 or 3 guys that may be at a drop of a dime willing to satisfy that need, then for a fact it'll be easy. It'll probably be a whole lot easier than you going out there and trying to figure out who's going to be available for the evening. So, I'm just saying, there is always going to be a higher probability that the young lady that you are with will have the opportunity. Maybe she doesn't take the opportunity, but will have the opportunity to be as promiscuous as you choose to be. Best way for me to put it. My man Oahu Dude says it's 4:30 in the a.m. a little too early for me. Yo, man, take your rest, man. You can come watch the replay when it comes. For anybody who watches the replay, maraming salamat sa lahat. Thank you for tuning in to the Good Doc. If you make it to this particular part of the live stream and you're actually listening to it through and through, thank you for that. I don't know how you are able to listen to me for about an hour of your time, but if you can listen to a live stream from beginning to end and everything is legit, hey, man, thumbs up for you. Just make sure you like the video. Caress that like button. You know how it goes. Of course. Let's see who else we got. My man MD says, the funny thing is a girl who has been with 10 guys here is a good thing. I know 20-year-old girls who have been with over 40 dudes. You keep that. I'm good. Some of them, I kind of feel like they stopped the count at 40. I don't think that it was actually 40. I kind of feel like they just stopped counting after 40. And that's a scary thing. Good old United States of America, man, where liberation and freedom allows you to have a multitude of promiscuity from the ladies that we are supposed to hold near and dear. I pass, bro. I'd rather be here in the Philippines. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd rather have my ass right here. John, you say you agree with Jenny. Yeah, you have to do a background check. You gotta do your research if you really want to know. Sometimes there's nothing to be researched. Sometimes you could just ask your significant other. That's it. Sometimes you could just ask. Like, yo, like, you know, is there anything in your past that I should know about? Any guy that you were with, was the guy abusive, you know, anything like that? You kind of want to know certain things because it kind of puts the relationship into perspective. When you know where she's coming from, it'll definitely help you put the relationship in perspective, and it will definitely help you figure out how you should adjust moving forward. That's the best way for me to put it. It'll definitely help you figure out how to adjust your approach to the relationship moving forward. Like I said, it's not a bad thing to ask. I kind of feel like in my own relationship, too late for that shit. It's kind of too late for that, man. I've already put in enough years so I could give a fuck about what happened umpteen thousand years ago, a decade ago. That's none of my fucking business, you know? But at the end of the day, if you really want to know, just ask. You got to take whatever she says. Just take it. Shit. My man Elgo says, Dr. Mike, I had a date's sister tell me that my date is an evil manipulator and to protect myself. This was a family Christmas party on our first meeting. Damn. Do you have it in the back of your mind that maybe she wanted you instead? Did you ever think that maybe she was interested in you and she kind of wanted you not to be with her? And this right here is something that I asked my girl, right? Because she didn't know who the family member was on the Facebook post that I told you guys about. She didn't know who divulged that information, but I often thought, I'd be like, yo, sometimes these people say shit just to turn you off of the girl. So that opens the window up for that girl. So if it was a girl who said that about the girl, I kind of feel like the jealousy or whatever it may be, maybe they're just not happy seeing you guys together. Sometimes that plays a role as well. So you got to be careful with who you choose to take that information from or who to take that relationship into consideration. But it was said, and I must say this, that the girl didn't deny that. In the story, it said that the girl didn't deny her past. Like, it wasn't as if she tried to convince him otherwise, like this wasn't true. The only thing that she asked him was, who told you? That's what she asked. She asked, who told you this about me? Right? And I don't think that he ever divulged who told her, who told him about her past. But because she never denied it, I guess that's pretty much why he kind of felt a certain kind of way, I guess. But you know how the game goes, man. But if a date's sister comes to you and tells you that, sometimes you have to think about whether she's doing that for her own benefit or if she literally is telling you that because she doesn't like her sister and she's seen what she's done to other dudes. You know what I would say? Thank you very much for that information. I will take that into consideration. And again, when you hear information like this, it will definitely change how you approach the situation. Let's say that one more time. When you are given certain aspects or certain key endpoints or key inputs about a young lady that you're trying to date or somebody you're thinking about being with long term, it allows you to proceed with caution. It allows you to adjust yourself moving forward. So if you are aware that this young lady may be a manipulator because you heard somebody say it, okay, you should note that so that you can take into consideration when she starts asking for shit, when she wants to do shit, all of this extra stuff, so that you can see how to play the game moving forward. Like I said, a manipulator, they'll try to get you for money and stuff, the normal stuff. So if you see that type of activity coming to light, or you see her partaking in such activities where she feels like she has to ask you for everything, and you've heard in the past, she has a tendency to manipulate, now you know. So you can either get out of it at that point, or see what you can get out of her first before you provide her with what she needs. Again, sometimes, man, it's just a tit for tat. Sometimes it's just give and take. It doesn't always have to be take and take. I often tell my guys this, and I'm not proud of it. Not proud of it, but I'm a human being and I'm a grown ass man, and I will tell you this from the bottom of my heart. If you want to be with that young lady intimately, doesn't have to be a long-term thing. If you want to intimately be with that girl comes to you, she says, I need money to pay tuition, I need money for this, I need X amount of pesos. Okay, you need that money. If you can afford to give it and you want to give it. Or say, hey, look, I got it, I'm willing to help, but we're gonna have to work something out. just be honest. Say, baby, look, we're gonna have to work something out. Like, because normally if they say they need some help, they'll probably ask you, or let's say, for example, I'll give you this scenario. Oh, I need 1,000 pesos for something, whatever it may be. So you know the number already. The number is 1,000. You got 1,000. You're willing to give it, but you like, okay, like, yeah, I can help you, but I think we should try to work something out. 9 times out of 10, they are already gonna know what you are gonna ask before you ask it. So when they know that they're asking for this money, what they will try to do, and I give you this because I know how the game goes. I'm telling you, Doc hasn't lived in the Philippines for 10 years and not gathered some shit that you guys should already know. You should know this, but I'm going to tell it to you the truth. So basically, she asked you for 1,000, 2,000 pesos, whatever it may be. In the back of her mind, she probably already knows that you're going to probably be asked to have sex with her. She knows, because she's asking for money. So she knows that there is a high percentage chance you're going to ask to hook up with her or be intimate with her. So what she'll try to do is she'll try to convince you first that she is going to pay you back. She will fucking please, begging you, please, I need this. I promise to pay you back. I promise this. I promise that. They'll say that shit. You know damn well she ain't going to pay you back. She just trying to get that money. She may have all intentions on paying you back, but she ain't going to be able to pay you back. So before she even starts with all of that, I'm going to pay you back shit, you know the number, 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is, you're comfortable giving her that money. Like, look, baby, I don't want the money back. All right. Like I said, I'm giving it to you because of this, but let's work something out. So y'all got to negotiate. Okay. That's just the way the game goes. You just got to negotiate. It ain't pretty. It ain't the lifestyle that everybody goes for. And I'm glad that, I'm not really into that shit, because that could break you. Keep doing that shit a million times. But I'm just saying, in reality, if that's the way you want to approach the situation, so be it. Nothing wrong with it. She needs something. You need something. Basically, 2 needs are met. Where's the wrong in that situation? It's a whole lot better than you going and being with a girl that's been with probably 10 other dudes that exact night before you decided to take her out, or probably been with 10 guys that week before you decided to take her out. So again, you got to take the good with the bad, the happy and the sad, my friends. So I see nothing wrong in handling the situation that way if that's the way you want to handle it, okay? I will not judge you for doing that. Because when two needs are met, I call it happiness, man. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I will say this. You are taking a risk because whether it's good or bad, you still got to shell out the cash. You understand? Whether it is good or whether it is bad, you still have to shell out the cash. Simply because that was the agreement. The agreement was, okay, for X amount, we're gonna try to negotiate this thing and make it happen. You agree to the amount. So if it happens, then by law, you are required to, honor your end of the contract, I should say. It is a unconventional contract per se, but you are required to honor it. So, like I said, man, you got to take it how you deem necessary. But again, I forgot we were talking about Filipinas and the term no boyfriend since birth. How can I tie that into the situation? Basically, what we were talking about before, she's been with multiple. Damn, fuck it. I lost my train of thought. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I see we got about 20 watching. I appreciate all 20 of you coming through and showing love to the good dog. Make sure you guys get the likes up on the video. Caress, molest, and distress that like button. It wants it, it needs it, it has to have it. So don't hesitate to, rub on it a little bit. All right. And then for those that want to support the channel, the good doc would highly appreciate that. But of course, the good doc's happy that you come through. Spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now and then. Now let's go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Where am I at? I got to get back to this shit. I'm sorry, guys. 10 dudes is 10 dudes, though, family. I agree. My man John says, I think it is more than just a number of guys she's been with. What if she says she was with 10 expats versus 10 locals? Would that matter? Yes, it would. No doubt in my mind. If your girl was dating 10 foreigners before she met you, that makes a big difference. I know I made a video on that shit. I don't know if I put that video out. I hope I did, but I probably didn't. Actually, I deleted it. Damn. But yes, I do believe that makes a big difference. 10 local guys is just 10 local guys. 10 foreigners is more than just 10 foreigners. That's like 100 locals, in my opinion. 10 foreigners is like dating 100 locals. I know that math is way off, but in my personal opinion, it does hold precedence, and it definitely does change the situation, in my opinion. So that is a very, very interesting point to make. Let me see what we got. Yeah, MD says in the Philippines, that's close to a bar girl status. Here in the U.S., a kind of girl could be considered a very good girl. What, 10? If she's only been with 10 guys? That's funny. Shout out to the homie Anti-Gravity, the COO of the BOOTYLOO Company and Foundation. Hey, I got to bring that back. Hope all is well with you. He says, I keep missing your live streams. It says live stream 10 minutes ago, 1 hour ago. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to make it, man. I tried to schedule this one in advance so people know that I was coming through so that you guys didn't miss it. But sometimes these notifications be janky. They don't like me very much here in YouTube sometimes. But, I'm going to keep it pushing. My man, Kim Jong-un. I was watching a documentary today on North Korean's president, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, and Kim somebody. Yeah, the grandfather. Very, very interesting documentary. I never knew what North Korea was like until I watched that shit. And that is a scary place. I don't see myself going there anytime soon, but shout out to you, man. Anti-Gravity says verify it first with someone else. Sometimes people may not be in the know, or sometimes people are willing to lie. That's what I'll say. They'll lie for that person to make they closest home girl or homeboy or whatever. They lie for their friends. Fuck, wouldn't you want your friends to lie for you? My man Frederick Mason, what's good with your family all the way from the great state of North Kakalaki? Check it out, baby. University of North Carolina. University of North Carolina. If you're a Duke fan, I'm not mad at you, but I'm sorry, man. It's all about UNC. I bleed Carolina blue until the day that I die, people. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Anti-Gravity says, "Dog giving you that tricking game." I'm telling you, man. I will never be mad at you for doing it. Negotiation. See, I come from a business background, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that I do, how can I make money off of it, or what can I get out of the situation? Is it always the right way to think about shit? No. But in that particular instance, you have to figure out what can you get out of the situation. Sometimes, if you approach the young lady and you tell her, "Look, I like you. I think you're cute. Whatever, whatever. I want to be intimate with you, for lack of a better term." You ask her that. 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be like, "Okay." I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10. That is fucked up. Probably 50, you have a 50-50 chance of her saying yes, a 50-50 chance of her saying no. And I was going to do a live stream on this, and I probably, not a live stream, but I was going to do a video on this, but it was going to be entitled, "If you ask her for sex, don't get mad at her for asking for money," because you came to her with that proposition. So again, don't be mad if she's going to come at you and ask you to come out of pocket for it. It's just life, man. It's supply and demand. It's the way it keeps the economy going, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, let me keep it moving. My man John Chan says exactly. He said, "I am the man I am today. Fuck my past. A person is a person with all their goodness and their flaws. People don't come in slices. We take the good with the bad." Exactly. I know I fucked up. I just don't care. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't define who I am now. Like you said. Actually, no, it does. My past does, well, the good parts of my past define who I am, and also the mistakes define who I am. I haven't made too many mistakes, but I made my fair share of. So, yeah. He says it is a choice. Choose wisely. Experience usually makes us wiser. I would imagine it works the same way with women. I can see that being right. E Styles, what's good with you, man? Appreciate y'all coming through. Doc got game for days, man. I just don't use it anymore. I'm rusty. Fuck. When you've been in a relationship for so long, man, I feel like I've lost it. I'm telling you, my game sucks. No, it don't. I kind of feel like game is like riding a bicycle. You know how when you used to ride the bicycle with the training wheels and shit, then you take the training wheels off and you fall down a little bit. You have your stumbling blocks and shit. But I kind of feel like game, whether you're in a relationship long term or not, it's like riding a bike. Yeah, when you get back on that some bitch, you might wobble a little bit. You might fall a couple of times, because maybe your game isn't what it used to be because you've been out of practice. But ultimately, once you hit the gym, start jaying them Kobe Bryant 3-pointers and shit. Well, them Steph Curry 4-pointers and shit. Once you start getting back in the gym and shooting them 4-point shots, I think you'll pick it back up and it'll be like you never fell off. So kind of how I feel. But yeah. Much love to you guys, man. John says N.B.S.B is still crazy to believe. He says, okay, we're talking an age 18 or a woman who is almost in her 30s. Oh, that is, well, I guess in both situations, for an 18-year-old, it may be easier to believe because she's still relatively young. For a 30-year-old, I do believe that you'll probably have a harder time believing that. But if you do come across a woman that you see immersed in her work, or you do come across a young lady who doesn't have kids, it may be accurate. It just may be. Again, I'm not going to sit there and say you're going to believe that from Jump Street, because most Filipinas, by the age of 25 at the latest, they've already got kids. Sometimes 23 is too old. If you ain't got a kid by like 23, people be bugged out. Your family be getting in your ass and shit. But I guess the age does matter too. Kim Il Sung, thank you, Anti-Gravity. I was fucked up. The granddaddy, Kim Il Sung, Kim Jong Il, and Kim Jong Un. Yeah. I watched the documentary on them, man. North Korea ain't nothing to fuck with. I will just stay my ass in the Philippines or in the US or South Korea. I'll go to South Korea now. My man MD says, I get the 10 expats is worse than 10 locals, but it's still bad nonetheless. You're kind of rough because I don't date a Filipino. You're kind of rough because I don't date a Filipino who has been with even 2 foreigners. One is the most I could do. No, oh, okay. He said, I'm sorry, let me read that back. You're kind of right because I wouldn't date a Filipino who's been with 2 foreigners. Yeah, even one's a risk, but I think I'd be willing to accept 1. But 2 is probably a no-go for myself as well. I agree. Jay Mateo, salute to you. Excuse me, 1 second. All right, just had to cough real quick. MD says you don't really need game in the Philippines though. A little confidence is all you need if you are a foreigner. Yeah, you don't have to have game. I mean, game is defined differently by different people. Some people like to believe game is defined by pickup lines. I don't believe that any of your American pickup lines will work here in the Philippines at all. So leave that shit at home. Any of your corny jokes, shit may work, may not work. But I guess in this particular instance, when it comes to the Philippines, game, game to me, and I should have defined this, my bad. You can call me out on that one. But game to me is how you master the art of conversation. When I was younger, it took me a while to develop a system, a series of questions that I ask girls before I get the phone number. Okay. So it's like I will ask a series of maybe 2 or 3 questions before I get to the phone number. So I'm trying to hold a conversation no longer than maybe 2 minutes max. But sometimes if you lose, like if you carry on the conversation past 2 minutes, I feel like you've carried that conversation too long if you are just trying to get a phone number to talk to her later. I kind of feel like that's kind of what game is to me, mastering the art of conversation, keeping her engaged long enough to see if she is interested enough to give you the phone number, okay? That's kind of what it is to me. If I talk too long and you become too long-winded in your conversation, you may lose her. You understand? Because, again, you are dealing with Filipinas, and you have to understand that English is not their first language. I'm not saying they don't understand you, but you don't want to overwhelm them like the first time you meet them. So that's kind of what I meant by game, not necessarily verbatim, look at my, coming out with your pickup lines and shit like that. So I should have defined that. My bad. My man John Shantz, he says, off topic. He said, my daughter goes to UNC Chapel Hill on a full scholarship for her master's in journalism. Orientation is on 13, driving her down. They're in a U-Haul from Miami, Florida. Shout out to the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. If you ain't a UNC fan, if you do not bleed Carolina blue, I don't think I can F with you. I'm fucking with you. But yeah, man, good shit, man. I don't think it's easy to get into UNC either, man. It's a very prestigious school. Probably one of the best schools in North Carolina. The top schools in North Carolina, UNC, Duke, NC State, North Carolina State University, and also Wake Forest. Those are the top prime 4 schools in North Carolina. If you can get into any of those elite schools in that state, you're doing pretty well. But again, let's get back on topic. Shout out to her. Congratulations to her on that master's degree scholarship. Hopefully she can ride that bitch out and get right, man, because that's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes. I wish I got me a full ride, but again, in the Philippines, I don't need no scholarship. You don't need no scholarship here, man. My man E-Style says, yes, confidence and cash equals game in the Philippines. It's easy because the selection is so large. Yes, there is a wide selection for foreigners out there. I mean, you're going to have some that don't like foreigners. I've come across a few that don't really care to date foreigners, and that's cool. You understand? But I'm telling you, the larger selection is there. Anti-Gravity says, after you go on a date, often you have to carry most of the conversation. I really don't like talking that much, but it's part of the game, so it is what it is. In the Philippines, yes, you do have to carry the conversation. You have to engage her. She will not talk to you first, okay? First date, maybe even the second date. But once she gets comfortable with you, I kind of feel like she'll talk a little more. I'm not saying get her drunk, but if she does drink a little bit and she starts to loosen up, maybe some wine or something, maybe the conversation will start to flow a little bit better then. But yeah, you do have to carry the conversation. Frederick Mason, yes, sir, go North Carolina. I'm telling you, that's the state to be. My man John says, Mike, I'll be in the Philippines in February, planning to stay in Cebu. Good choice. Is it easy to visit Davao from there and try to meet up with you? I will be there February 19th through March 2nd. If I'm here, man, no, it's not hard. It's a plane ride and about an hour, maybe even 45-minute plane ride from Cebu to Davao. You can get a cheap ticket. Ticket probably won't cost you more than like $60. And that's if you buy the expensive ticket. Like you could get one for like $20 or $30. on Air Asia. Just check that out when you're in country. But if I'm still here, man, hell yeah, man, we can drink and toast it up. I ain't got no problem with that. MD says kind of like when the nice looking Japanese girl was sitting between me and another dude on a plane. All I had to do was just start a convo with her, and it was on. The other dude looked so scared. I mean, the problem with carrying on the conversation with the girl, though, on the plane, he going to be all up in your business and shit. He going to be eavesdropping on your conversation. And there's one thing I can't stand is a motherfucker listening to my conversation. I said, dude, this ain't got shit to do with you. Put your headphones on, focus on what you're doing, watch your Game of Thrones, watch your little nerd magazines or whatever you got going on. Focus on what you do. But, sometimes when you do that, people like to eavesdrop on your shit, and I don't really care too much for that. People be trying to hear a conversation that I'm having with my girlfriend. I'm like, bro, like this conversation ain't got shit to do with you. So just because you hear two people speaking English or some shit, because of course it's normally somebody Filipino trying to listen in on what we're talking about. Motherfuckers just nosy, man. I guess that's just something you can't really get over, or something you're just gonna have to do. You gotta have to deal with it regardless. My man MD says, if I was single, it would really be on then. That dude kept looking at us, talking the entire time too. He said I didn't even need game at all. Sometimes the best game is just being able to conversate. Truth be told, sometimes that is the best game. The best game normally requires no game at all, if that makes sense. That probably makes zero sense to most of y'all, but for those that do understand what I'm trying to say, the best game requires no game at all. Just sitting there and introducing yourself and just having casual conversation. It works 90% of the time. Just asking a girl what her name is, introducing yourself. Probably the best way to open up to any chick. Personal opinion. Confidence and cash equals game. He said, remember the golden rule. He who has the cash gets the girl. It's the way all over the world, especially in the United States. Rich guys always marrying women 20 years younger than them. Probably 40 years. If they're in their 60s, they get them a little 20-year-old girl. That's not uncommon. 20 they be dating these 20-year-old girls and shit, and they be having these spray tans. Be them old dudes with that golden the golden rule is getting that golden tan and getting them partials or whatever you call them shit shined up real nice. Making you look right and shit. He said, what a man in the right mind would marry a woman 20 years younger than him? Oh, he said older or younger? I'm sorry. Hold on. Rich guys are always marrying women 20 plus years older than them. Did you mean younger? I'm sorry. I said that all wrong. Anyways, did he say rich? Y'all lost me on that one. Anyways, guys, I think that we've said all we needed to say in this live stream today. It has been fun. It has been real. I'm going to go ahead and shout you guys out. Anything that you want to leave in the comment section below, please feel free to do so while I'm calling out names. If you would like to have your name shouted out, by all means, make sure you leave it in the chat box as well. All right. Oh, you meant younger. There you go. That's what I thought. You meant younger. I figured that's what he meant. Yeah. So shout out to my man MD, John Chance. Much love to you, family. My man Frederick Mason, all the way from the great state of North Carolina. Appreciate you coming through. My man Anti-Gravity 74. Good to see you in the building, my brother. E Styles, Jay Mateo. Appreciate you coming through. Earl Owens. Much love to you, man. El Ghost. Who else we got? I'm going to get you all, man. I'm going to make sure I touch everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. Kim Young-Jun. Beautiful name, by the way. Who else we got? We got a Wahoo dude. Much love to you. I know you're not here, but thank you for coming through. Earl Owens, if I missed you, I'm getting you right now. My man Tim H. Even though you were late, you good. Eyes on. I see you in the building. Jenny, thank you for coming through. Ian, appreciate you being here. Malcolm, always my dude. Mr. MJB, in the place to be. White American expat, appreciate you coming through. Jeffrey G, appreciate you. Terry Edwards, Mr. or Mrs. Maculette. My man Reggie Dollars, Patrick Manley. Appreciate all of you guys coming through. Thank you for spending time with the good doc. Can't say that it wasn't fun. I enjoyed this conversation. It's always good to have you guys in the building. Appreciate you being here. The doc is going to be dropping some hella news maybe tomorrow or Monday. I'm going to be dropping some news for you guys on probably tomorrow or Monday. I'll let you guys will know when you hear it. John Chan says, I think you have your shit together. You do have this glow or confidence about you, and women will seek you out, especially when you don't sweat like them other dudes do. Yeah, when you have your shit together, nobody really cares. I mean, when you have the nonchalant attitude that you don't really need her, I kind of feel like that works in your favor as well. The least attention you pay her, or like if you're having a conversation and you're just talking to her like somebody normal, you're not over here, trying to worship her instead of just being casual with her, does work in your advantage as well. You're right. Smooth riffs. It's all good that you relate, my family. No problem. Like I said, guys, it has been fun. It has been real, but the good doc's going to go ahead and shut it out. Maybe I'll try to come back and holler at you guys tomorrow or my morning tomorrow. So that'll be your Saturday evening. Maybe I'll try. But if I can't, I'll holler at you guys soon, man. With that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least Nako, which means we're going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Excuse me. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.